Have you ever wondered why we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Is it just a day off from school or work? The truth is, it's so much more. It's a day to remember a man who changed the world, not with weapons or war, but with words, courage, and an unshakable belief in peace. Today, let's explore the incredible life and lasting legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and discover why his dream is still so important for every single one of us. Dr. King was born Michael King Jr. in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1929. His father was a pastor, and from a young age, King was surrounded by faith and a strong sense of community. But he also saw firsthand the harsh reality of racial segregation. In the American South at that time, black people were treated as second-class citizens. They were forced to use separate schools, separate water fountains, and even sit in the back of the bus. This system of injustice, known as Jim Crow, was deeply unfair, and it lit a fire in young Martin. He was a brilliant student, graduating high school at just 15 and going on to earn a PhD in theology from Boston University. It was during his studies that he became deeply inspired by the nonviolent philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi. King realized that true lasting change couldn't be won through violence. It had to be won through peaceful resistance. This powerful idea would become the cornerstone of his life's work. The first major test of this philosophy came in 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama. A brave woman named Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her bus seat to a white man. Her act of defiance sparked outrage in the black community. Dr. King, then a young pastor in Montgomery, was chosen to lead a citywide protest, the Montgomery bus boycott. For 381 days, black citizens refused to ride the city buses. They walked, carpooled, and organized their own transportation systems. It was an incredible display of unity and determination. They faced threats, arrests, and even violence, but under Dr. King's leadership, they held firm to nonviolence. Their peaceful protest worked. In 1956, the Supreme Court ruled that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional. The Montgomery bus boycott was a huge victory. It showed the world that peaceful protest could bring about real change and launched Dr. King onto the national stage as a leader of the growing civil rights movement. Over the next decade, Dr. King was at the forefront of the fight for equality. He helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, or SCLC, an organization dedicated to achieving civil rights through nonviolent means. He led marches, sit-ins, and protests across the country, always urging his followers to meet hate with love and violence with peace. His work was incredibly dangerous. He was arrested numerous times, his home was bombed, and he faced constant threats against his life. Yet, he never wavered from his principles. One of the most famous moments of the entire movement came in 1963 with the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Over 250,000 people, both black and white, gathered in the nation's capital to demand civil and economic rights. It was here, standing before the Lincoln Memorial, that Dr. King delivered one of the most powerful speeches in history. You've probably heard the famous words, "I have a dream." But what was that dream? Dr. King dreamed of a world where people would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He dreamed of a nation where his 4 little children could live without facing the sting of racism. He dreamed of a future where former slaves and former slave owners could sit down together at the table of brotherhood. His speech wasn't just a collection of beautiful words. It was a powerful vision for a unified America. It painted a picture of a society built on justice, equality, and love. The "I Have a Dream" speech electrified the nation and the world. It put immense pressure on political leaders to act. And they did. The very next year, in 1964, the landmark Civil Rights Act was passed, outlawing discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Then, in 1965, the Voting Rights Act was passed, which aimed to overcome the legal barriers that had prevented African Americans from exercising their right to vote. Dr. King's peaceful struggle had led to monumental changes in American law. So why do we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day? It became a federal holiday in 1983, not just to honor the man, but to honor the ideals he stood for. It is a day to reflect on the progress we've made and the work that still needs to be done. The holiday is observed on the third Monday of January, close to his birthday on January 15th. What's unique about this holiday is that it's often called a day on, not a day off. This means it's a day for active service. Across the country, people honor Dr. King's legacy by volunteering in their communities. They might clean up a local park, serve food at a shelter, participate in educational workshops, or join peaceful marches and rallies. It's about turning his principles into action. By serving others, we are living out his message of community and compassion. It is a day to remember that one person's commitment to justice can inspire millions and change the course of history. Dr. King's work taught us that progress doesn't happen by accident. It requires courage, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to what is right. He showed us that nonviolence is not a sign of weakness, but a profound source of strength. His message of unity reminds us that we are all connected, regardless of our background, and that our futures are tied together. Sadly, Dr. King's life was cut short in 1968 when he was assassinated at the age of 39. His death was a tragic loss for the world, but his dream did not die with him. His legacy lives on in every person who stands up against injustice, in every act of kindness between strangers, and in every community that works towards building a more inclusive society. Today, the fight for equality continues. We still see challenges related to racial injustice, poverty, and division. Dr. King's life serves as a powerful blueprint for how we can confront these challenges. It starts with us in our own lives, in our own communities. So how can we keep the dream alive? It starts with education. Learn about the civil rights movement and the stories of those who fought for freedom. It continues with empathy. Try to understand the experiences of people who are different from you. Speak up when you see injustice. Whether it's a joke that goes too far or a system that is unfair, get involved in your community. Volunteer, mentor, or simply be a good neighbor. Every small act of fairness, respect, and compassion contributes to the larger dream of a just and equal world. As we conclude, let's take a moment to reflect. Think about one thing you can do this week to honor Dr. King's legacy. Maybe it's reading one of his speeches, having a conversation with a friend about what equality means, or finding a way to volunteer your time. The dream of Martin Luther King Jr. is not just a piece of history. It is a living, breathing call to action for all of us. He showed us the way. Now, it is up to us to continue the march toward a better, more just, and more peaceful world for everyone. Thank you for watching and taking the time to learn about this incredible leader. If this video inspired you, please give it a like and share it with others. And in the comments below, let us know how you plan to keep Dr. King's dream alive. Subscribe for more content that explores history and the people who shape our world. Let's all strive to be the change we wish to see.